EDL, how we doing? We're back with another video, week 10 video. As you can see, special guest. After 2 weeks, I like it. I definitely like it. After 2 weeks of having newbies on here, and then last week we had Robbie coming back from his toilet bowl stay. You know, his tenure down there for the past few years, up and coming season. We now have Edwards, who is the most successful of the owners we've had on so far. Carry a regular season record of 56 and 51, over 500. That's pretty good.
Mediocre.
You're about to make your 5th playoff appearance out of 8. That's pretty good. Your best finish was back in 2013. You had a runner-up, lost to Rupp in the Super Bowl.
Fuck Reggie Bush. I'm still fucking pissed off at fucking Reggie Bush for fumbling that goddamn ball. Third play of the game, fucking fumbles it and loses me the whole fucking league.
Edwards,
Fuck that guy.
thank you for joining us. welcome to the video.
Thank you. I'm glad to be here.
Are we getting sponsored by Corona, Nate Dogg?
Oh shit! I should hide that label.
Yeah. Get that out of here.
All right, Edwards. Formerly known, we did this with Robbie, so formerly known as Magic Mike's Sexual Fantasy Squad. That's what you started out your fucking tenure with. Then
that one was suggested to me, and I just didn't have anything better, so that's why it immediately got changed the next year.
Then I don't
It's
even
all
know how
right,
to
Mike.
say
We
this.
were all young.
Brannigan's, is that right? Brannigan's
Yep.
Rough Riders.
Rough Rangers.
Rangers.
Raiders sounds so much better.
Then
It's a
you,
reference to Futurama.
you had the Choke Artists, which I personally like. That was in
That's
there
Reggie Bush. That's all Reggie Bush.
And now you've been at the Plainview Crushers for quite some time, the past 4 years, something like that. How are we feeling? Your fifth place in points this year, but how are we feeling about the destiny of Plainview?
I'm not feeling that good. I mean, prior to the season going on, I thought I finally had the formula cracked. And as I've been bitching at Dan for I don't know how many weeks, luck's just not on my side this year. And I have the math to prove it.
The math. Do you want to do this now or later? Do you have it? Is this something you're presenting?
I can't present it because it's on my laptop and I'm using my phone for this.
Okay.
We don't want to bore our audience with your boring formula anyway.
Anyway, so you're not confident? Is that what you're going with here? Is this what the kind of mood you're bringing to the fucking video?
In reality, I think that I'm going to be bounced in the first round. But in my heart of hearts, I know I can be Tito version 2. And I can take this random shot all the way to the title.
Hey, you're 5th in points. That is respectable. You know what I mean? Like we both know you're not top dog right now. That'd be DZ over there. But you have a chance. I'll give you that much. DZ, let me talk to you for a second, buddy. I actually haven't fucking talked to you in a minute, if we're being for real.
It's been a minute.
Life at the top, you're up there with Seward. Both of you guys are 9-2, jockeying for position, the number 1 seed. How important is that number 1 seed to you, or is it just whoever you play, or are you looking at that number 8 seed and thinking that's some sweet ass pickings?
Well, originally when I was talking about getting the 1 seed, I was wanting to pick off the 8 seeded team, but I feel like everybody who's going to make the playoffs got really good teams. Now this is the most important thing to me now. My important thing to me now with the 1 seed is staying out of the same side of the bracket as Seward and Pete. Let them fuckers wrestle it out in the semifinals. And this ain't me looking ahead. This is just me like I would rather not play Pete to the fucking final game. I would rather not play Seward to the final game. So that 1 seed is crucial to me right now.
That's very true. You want to stay away from those guys as much as possible. There are certain matchups. Good shit. We have a lot of stuff to talk about today. Obviously, talk about what happened last week in the league. Recaps, previews, Joe Dirts, Pay Dirts. Edwards, if you have anything you want to say, feel free. Just let it fly. Anything that comes to your mouth, just first thing, bam, let it go.
I got notes.
A little bit of just small, little bit of house cleaning stuff. I did go through and do any kind of money numbers, blind bidding, all of your rosters. If you look at the roster, there should be nobody with dollar amounts. Anything has from blind bidding's been adjusted. All that money has been taken care of. I've done a couple contracts, but only a couple. But I am going to get that in shape here. I might even do it tonight. Got to collect that. I do have to collect still some money out there, so you'll probably be getting some texts from me to figure out how to get those last payments in. Do got to get those taken care of. Week 10. Let's look at fucking week 10. Unless is there anything you guys got brought up while I'm changing my page?
I mean, trades. Are we going to go through trades?
Yeah, we will. Don't worry. We will. That's cool.
Okay.
That's cool.
Okay.
All right, week 10. Let me try to zoom in a little bit. Another solid week. We are definitely cooking as a league. 234.8 was the average score here. That is our third highest on the season. 3 weeks in a row that everyone's kind of bringing the heat. Edwards, I got you brought up twice. I got to see DZ in the little corner. There we go. Yeah,
well, hey, Nate, real quick to add to your point, two of us on this little three-way call here were over league average, Nate Dogg. Only one of us wasn't. Which one was it?
Oh, my team. I'm over 200. I'm over 200 3 weeks in a row.
Edwards dragging the fucking league down, man.
He's over there drinking. He's almost a Corona in.
I would drink too with the weekend.
Oh, man. I scored over 2. I'll tell you what. I think it would be cool. We had 2 teams under 200 this week. I think it would be cool, obviously, if every team was over 200 one week. That hasn't happened this year. If I can do it, you can do it. Step it up. I put up 250 last week, and I'm trash. So do better. High points. Holy shit. Robbie. 279.6, bringing it once again. That's 3 of the past 4 weeks. As you can see, that's the best kind of stretch of high point scoring that we've had so far this year. Robbie on it right now. That makes him and Pete, you can see Pete over here, as the only 2 owners in the league that have 3 high point scoring weeks. No other owner has more than 1. So Pete and Robbie definitely setting the bar on what their teams can do. High points, you got to like it. Helps the all-play record, tiebreakers, all that kind of stuff too. Active streaks, let me see. Let me kind of zoom out a little bit, kind of get to my normal page. Rupp's still holding it down. He's on a 5-game winning streak. Doing very well. Weekly results. Rupp's on a 5-game winning streak. Jerome and Birdman struggling, both on a 4-game losing streak. Those are our winning and losing streaks of the week.
Brought to you by Corona.
Brought to you by Corona. What else we got? Oh, I went too far. It doesn't matter. Trade deadline. I'm ready to talk about the trade deadline. So we're going to jump into that crap. And then I'll go back to this page. A lot of stuff. Busy trade deadline. Some buzzer beaters. Edward, you got one. We'll talk about that.
I don't remember Edwards. What did you do?
I traded for a quarterback who then broke his back, so I had to trade for another quarterback.
Hey, can we just save that trade? Can we save that trade for a little Joe Dirt, Pay Dirt?
Oh, man. I don't know how many trades went in.
That can't be my Joe Dirt. There's no way that's my Joe Dirt.
No. But can we save it for the Pay Dirt, Joe Dirt, please?
Yes, we'll save it.
Thank you.
All right, I think this is the trade we're looking at here is where we want to start. DZ, it was you. You gave up Philip Dorsett. Is that what we're looking at here?
Yeah, this is...
Tito, you and Tito gave up a 5th for Dorsett, a nothing trade? You're done with Dorsett?
I asked for this year's 4th. He countered with a next year's 5th. I said, let's do it.
Sounds good to me. We have our next trade, which is Edwards and Rupp. I am going to read the trade. We'll save it for Joe Dirt, Pay Dirt, or whenever DZ wants to do it. But Edwards gave up a 2022 first for Drew Brees and 8 bones in blind bidding.
That's going to be huge.
I want to talk about it right now, but we'll find
trust
time.
Me, I will. We'll get into it later on.
All right, our next trade. Our next trade we're going to talk about. We got Robbie and Pete making a pretty big trade. Robbie giving up a third this year, a fourth this year, a sixth this year. Oh, that's not even the one I'm thinking about. The next one is the big one. But Pete and Robbie getting $30. I actually talked to Robbie about this one just a little bit. He was saying he's got a lot of guys with 1-year deals and he wants to keep a lot of them. I think this is somewhat smart, so maybe something some teams could look to do. Yeah, some forward thinking. Maybe not a bad move by Robbie. Giving up a third might bite him in the butt. Fourth, maybe if there's some restricted free agents. But if he's looking to keep them all, I can't hate either side of this one.
Robbie's in the fucking zone right now, man. He's fucking locked in right now.
Yeah. The trade I want to talk a little bit more. Maybe I'll get Edward's point of view. We got Pete and Seward. Pete giving up a 2023 this year. Is that the one he just got from Robbie? No, it's a different one. Anyways, he gives up a third this year. Royce Freeman and Sammy Watkins, $10 in blind bidding, and he gets a first and second this year. Edwards, you're going into the playoffs. Do you think Pete is skating a little thin on depth here? Is this a move? I want to talk about later too. You kind of are lacking a little bit in some future draft picks. If someone went to go get your depth right now before you went into the playoffs, would you give it up?
No, I wouldn't. And there's only one reason for it. All my guys started going down in week 9. So I don't really have a whole lot of depth to give. I didn't at the beginning of the season. I definitely don't now. That's the only reason why I wouldn't be making a move like that. But I think that Pete does have a lot better depth, and he's being Pete all over again. What does he have now? 9 goddamn firsts next year or some shit like that? This is definitely what I would expect to be happening at the trade deadline. I'm surprised there weren't more of them.
Do you have a clear winner or loser for this trade, Edwards?
Pete wins.
You think so? So you think getting that first for those depth pieces, he's the winner?
100%.
Interesting. DZ, got any thoughts on the trade?
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, listen, I was talking to somebody about this. This is how, excuse me, this is how deadline trades, in my opinion, should play out right here. Did Seward overpay? Absolutely. You should have to overpay when it comes time to at the end of the season and you're trying to make that final fucking. You look at all the major sports, especially let's use baseball. People are giving up high touted prospects to get that one guy to try to get over the hump. That's the way these trade deadlines trades should work. The unfortunate part is that Pete should be the guy selling the Royce Freemans and the Sammy Watkins should be toilet bowl bound. It sucks that Pete's such a good owner and that he can make these kind of trades and still be locked in loaded. But I will throw a warning out there, and I think Pete is well aware of this. It's been him in the ass a couple times making these trades. He traded Greg Olson to Rupp many moons ago. It bit him in the ass in the playoffs. And just 2 years ago, I think, 3 years ago, he traded C.J. Anderson to Tito for like 8-piece from KFC, and it bit him in the fucking ass. So if this bites Pete in the ass again, I think he might think twice at the deadline about trying to fucking get some good value at the deadline for a contender, a guy he may potentially have to play against.
That's a good point. Definitely scary. Sammy Watkins with Mahomes, you never know. He could pop off in a
Any given Sunday.
Edwards, how many are you still on your first Corona over there?
Yeah, well, yep, still on the first.
Well, that motherfucker's like 40 ounces
though.
or some shit.
Is it? Let me see it.
That big bitch.
The 24,
Fucking hey.
It's your nipple. God damn it! All right.
We should have made him do Edward Scissorhands or whatever it was.
40, the 40 one.
Yeah, Edward 40 hands. There
Where
we
he's
go.
taped.
Yeah.
Oh
God,
God.
that would be great for the show, Edwards.
The last time I played that, I fell into a fire. So I've kind of banned myself from playing that game.
I believe
Like,
you. I believe that story. 100%.
It's 100% true.
That's one of his more mild ones.
Yeah.
Confidence picks. DZ, you're still at the top. Rough week last week for the people that participated.
For everybody in America.
Everybody
Jesus.
in America. It was definitely tough. We did Survivor went down too. But DZ, it looks like you and Matt are kind of pulling away here. Matt gained a point last week on you, but both of you guys kind of separated yourself as far as who's going to get the confidence. So maybe you guys mess up. Maybe someone does better, but we'll see if it comes down to you two. Survivor pool, everyone got knocked out. New Orleans Saints. Never, ever. Seward told you in the chat, never pick a division game. Never pick a West team that travels east. Just some unwritten rules. But New Orleans losing to the Falcons. Those 4 teams are going to split. I went back in the history to see the last times, and then Casey even confirmed it. They did split last time. It was tied at the end. So, yeah, that's what it is. That'll be paid with the confidence. That will be paid with the All-Star Week 17 $5 winners. All of that money will be given out at the same time. What else?
I want to just say, the second that game went final, I knew that I picked the Saints. Robbie already admitted that he picked the Saints. So I was just scrambling to see if the third person also picked the Saints. Just let's all get knocked out all at once.
Power rankings. Little pretty straightforward. Honestly, it's been for a while. The 2 9-2s at the top, 4 7-4, 6-5, 4-7. The only shakeup here is you have Casey, who we've said has gotten unlucky at times, is 2-9, and he is the top of the toilet bowl right now as far as power rankings go. Nothing really here. The only thing I'll say is Russell and Flo, Birdman, 4-7 on a 4-game losing streak is getting awful close to Matt and Jerome there at 3-8. I probably shouldn't have beat Matt and Jerome the past 2 weeks because I'm screwing myself. But getting awful close there for Birdman. Respect. We got to give out some respect. Or you got something to say, Edwards?
Well, I was just going to say, here's how unlucky Casey is. Pete got a stat correction up like 10.5 points. He went from the 8th highest score to the 11th highest score this week. Like, that's just the kind of luck that Casey's running into. Dan, on the other hand, played Birdman this week, who scored all of 174 points. Does that sound about right?
Sounds about right.
Sounds about right for Dan's goddamn season, I'll tell you that much.
I would have beat your ass, motherfucker. There's a fun fact. There's an EDL fun fact.
Gotta give out some respect, and then we're going Joe Dirt, Pay Dirt time, fellas. Edwards, lead us off. Who do you give respect to from last week? You're coming off a loss, so I don't think we can talk about that.
It's got to be Robbie. Like, Robbie right now is the one that's earned my respect over the last couple of weeks. Like you already pointed out, 3 high points in the last 4 weeks. Robbie's really coming hard right now. The only thing is, I don't think he has the gas to keep it going, and definitely not through the playoffs. So
he gave you one of these last week, Robbie. Edwards.
I was coming hard to bitch slap those goddamn shades off of his fucking face, and he's just proved that his roster right now is that bright that you need to wear those shades, and so he's got to be the one that I give respect to right now. Later on, I'm probably going to talk him down a little bit, but for now, at this point, Robbie.
Teasy?
I was going to go Seward for pulling the trigger on a tough trade, but I think I'm going to change it. I think I'm going to change it to Tito, man. I think he started a full 19 without an inactive player, man. Good job, man. Good job, bro.
Robbie definitely deserves it. That's a good one. I'm gonna give mine to Rupp. The active winning streak right now, definitely somebody that I wrote off this season. A couple times. Talked down on him early in the middle, whatever, but he's been hot. Rupp's team is risen in the power rankings. Josie.
I think Josie took the first few weeks off, and then now she's back.
Yeah.
That's what happened.
Just not into it yet.
Yeah.
Has anyone looked at the amount of points that Rupp has scored over this winning streak? It hasn't been good. He's squeaking by, winning like
Yeah.
220 over 210, 215 over 202.
Hey,
Rupp's average points is 218 for the year. I went back and looked at every game that Rupp has won. He averages 230 and wins. Like, Rupp is not no,
Edwards.
he's not going anywhere.
you can only play who's on your schedule.
Edwards with the heat, bringing the heat. Oh, Rupp
You know
is
what?
who we
Wait
thought he
till the-
was.
Wait till this shit's flipped around, bro. Wait till this shit's flipped around. You
Oh.
guys might get lucky.
I would love to be 9-2 right
Then
now.
we ain't gonna
I
see
would
no
love to be
formulas
9-2.
or no
Yeah.
spreadsheets and shit, dude.
Pile shit on me when I'm 9-2 because I got the easiest goddamn schedule in the league. Go for it.
Oh man, Colin,
Hey,
Rupp's got the cupcake schedule.
Rupp has the second easiest schedule behind Dan.
Oh,
I mean, these guys. I you know what, Edwards? I just make these teams fold. You know, you look at Robbie. What has he done? 3 of the last 4 weeks, high points. Guess what week he didn't fucking do shit? When he played DZ, all right? I make these teams fold,
I got
man.
nothing. I
I
nothing for that
ruined
one.
people's Sundays. Chris Anderson was on suicide watch.
Oh,
Oh
hey,
my god.
you mean like 2 weeks ago? I mean, that was a pretty good Sunday for me. I don't know.
That was good. I forgot. I got to do an interview with Edwards before we do Joe Dirt and
Yeah,
Peter.
let's get into it. I'm sure people are interested to hear about him. Let's go.
Oh man. Okay, so my first question, we kind of already talked a little bit about this stuff by interview time, but is it time to win now? You obviously traded a lot of your future, which we're waiting on, but you got Drew Brees now.
I have no future left.
You have no future
The only
left.
the only future is the players that I already have.
You're not. I mean, you said you weren't confident, but are we Super Bowl or bust kind of territory?
That's kind of where I was feeling, but at the same time, I also just felt like it was the 11th hour and I was behind the 8 ball. There's no way I could even have a prayer starting Mitchell Trubisky through the entire playoffs. My options were Mitchell Trubisky or Dwayne Haskins. Those are my 2 options. So I go out to trade for Matt Stafford. I wake up at 9 o'clock on Sunday to find out he has broken bones in his back, and then just kind of shit my pants and made the trade I had to make. I was in. Drew Brees was the one I wanted, and I was playing for behind the 8. So that's why it ended up going down the way it did.
Did you not give Stafford a physical?
Apparently the Lions didn't. The Lions didn't release it until Sunday morning. That's what pissed me off. Like, if they would have at least said something Saturday, I could have had some time to talk.
It's because Patricia's got that pickle stuck up in his ass. That's why. Fucking idiot.
Everyone's questionable. Everyone's questionable every week.
All right, you. As it stands right now, you're the 7 seed. You'd be facing Seward in the first round. Is that a matchup? So the seeds are, we got Dan, Seward, Rupp, right? I got to go pull this up. Pete's 5th, isn't he?
Pete should be in first. It has
No.
Rupp ahead.
I'm just looking
No,
at, I'm looking at the
well, it
projected
has-
right now.
Well, it has Rupp ahead on the site, but you said all play is the tiebreaker, and Pete has the all play. So Pete is the 3 seed.
I think it's different. Are the rules not updated?
My
'Cause I
no.
think-
The rules are definitely not.
Okay.
My question is, what I'm getting at is Seward a matchup you're shying from, or one that you're welcoming on?
You know what? I'm actually going to be welcoming to that. Like, I think that Seward has a.
Drink another Corona.
It's not a favorable matchup. I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to say that I'm the favorite. I am definitely not the favorite in that matchup. But he is a boom or bust team. If Alvin Kamara comes out again and scores another 12 points, if Christian McCaffrey has an off week, then who knows? Maybe I
Yeah,
could be going
off week, 25 points.
Yeah,
Shit.
that's an off week for him, and I would accept that. But I mean, the other thing is, Seward's gotten out of the first round once ever. Like, I kind of like the history on that one.
He's never gotten out.
And now he got out once.
I'm pretty sure he's never gotten out.
Edwards, do you have any I've asked this to everyone. I like this question. I don't know why. Do you have any grown attachment to somebody on your team that's like whoever? Who's the most grown attachment favorite of your team?
It's got to be hands down George Kittle. Like fucking.
Oh, he's
love
your
George
homer.
Kittle.
That's your team.
He's a homer. Guy is hilarious. I follow him on Twitter. He's a huge professional wrestling fan. Like, yeah, I don't know if you guys ever see him when he gets a first down. He does that. That's a professional wrestling thing. Like, yeah, I just think he's a hilarious guy, and I love the advantage of having a 24-year-old tight end who's probably the best in the league. Because everyone has to start at least one tight end, and if you look at it, the drop off after about the 5th, 6th tight end gets significant.
And
so
you got him in the 5th round.
Yeah, and I got him in the 5th round.
What's not to love? That's all I got this year's 5th round picks. I'm looking for George Kittles. I'm scouring the country. I need me some
Everyone should
George
be looking
Kittles.
for George Kittle.
I need me some George Kittles.
All right. Again, this is one I want to talk about. Have you given any attention? Not a lot of picks in the future. Have you given any attention to your future yet, as far as how you're going to continue to be a playoff contender?
You know, even though I traded for a 39-year-old quarterback the other day, if you look at the rest of my team, it's all fairly young. You got James Conner. DeAndre Hopkins is just, he's in his prime. George Kittle's like 24. Cooper Kupp, he came into the league a little bit older, but he's still got a bunch of years. I think that if Jared Goff can ever score more than 3 points in a goddamn game, then, I didn't watch the game. I was out watching the Sounders. But when I saw that scoreboard, we'll talk about it later. But, yeah. Right here, baby. So, I think that the people I have on my roster are all on the younger side with, a couple notable exceptions. Drew Brees, obviously, Calais Campbell. So, I mean, I'm hoping that I don't need those picks that I don't have.
That's true. No, you do got a lot of talent, even young guys as well. You got a tough division. You, Chris, Birdman, Casey. You got 4 teams there. Over the next 5 years, who's the most successful?
I'm going to stick with Seward because even though I think that I have a lot of good young talent, I think that Seward has better young talent.
It's a good pick. All right, who's your toilet bowl prediction?
Who's taking on the Dick Plaque?
Who's taking the dick? Who can't get a win throughout the whole toilet bowl?
Jerome.
I'm
picking new guy. He's going to get baptized hard.
Not experienced.
He's going to get baptized hard, man. He's getting that Dick Plaque to take home and display prominently in his house.
All right, who's your Super Bowl prediction?
So I went through earlier today, looked at everyone's last 3 weeks, made my predictions on all those, then reseeded them based off my predictions. And I came down to fucking Dan and Pete. I did all this work, and it still worked out to Dan and Pete, and I was pissed.
I'm pissed, too. All right, we're going to go quick rapid fire at you. Give me what you got really fast. Le'Veon Bell or James Conner?
Le'Veon Bell.
Deebo Samuel or Robert Woods?
Deebo.
Robbie or Birdman?
Robbie.
Oh, okay. Those are some quick hitters. I like it, Edwards. All right, anything further, DZ?
That's it.
Let's jump in and do our Week 10 recaps. We're going to start out with Rupp with a 222 victory over a 203 Jerome. The winning streak and active losing streak going head-to-head here. Let's start with Rupp's team, DZ. Hit me with his pay dirt. Who is getting his barely overs?
We finally get to talk about the trade. Okay. Rupp's pay dirt in this week is the 8 people that went and voted on the trade, because he didn't say he was going to put Drew Brees in, and if he starts Drew Brees, he loses to Jerome in this matchup. 8 people that voted on the trade.
You're welcome.
You're welcome.
I bet you Jerome was one of those guys too.
Who was his Joe Dirt?
Oh, bro, I'm just a hater. I'm like, this is like compete with LeBron almost.
Diggs. We're going
but
Diggs,
not even,
right?
but not even close. Yeah, it's absolutely fucking Stephon fucking pussy Diggs right here. 3 catches, 49 yards, 6 targets in this one, 7.9 points. Thielen's out. He still ain't getting it done. The Vikings actually fucking dominated this game against the Cowboys, and they fucking Diggs was no part of it. Nadog Edwards, this is now 6 of 10 games that he has fell into single digits. The guy's trash, overrated. I think he was telling somebody early in the year he's worth 2 first-round picks. Fuck that. Out of here.
So I've already said most of my piece about Rupp, but I just want to reiterate first-round knockout. Rupp's not making it out of the first round.
Interesting thought. Let's move on to Jerome's with the L here. Darrell Henderson getting a start. I don't know if you guys noticed that. Give me his Joe Dirt.
It would have been Darrell Henderson, but Ty Montgomery played 5 snaps and got him a fucking goose egg. Just so Jerome understands that you don't get points for special team tackles. Just so he knows that.
No, you don't. So what pay dirt did you pick that's above 0?
Pay dirt? Above 0. Okay, I got Marquise Brown. 80 yards and a touchdown in this one, 18 points. If you look at that trade he made with Nate, in this one, Mack and Hawkinson combined for 20.7. Marquise Brown put up 18. He's with Lamar. They're both young. They're going to be there for a while. Now, who was the headliner in that trade?
Marlon Mack.
Matt.
Man, fuck Marlon Mack. I'm sick of this guy. 13 points, bro? What do you have? What's 13 times or divided by 0.2? He probably did it in all carries.
Bro, and
19 carries.
When Brian Hoyer's
carries.
the quarterback, they're putting 13 in the box. That's all.
It's like 260, by the way.
All right, Rupp getting a win. Good work.
260 carries in this one.
Keeping it going. We're going to go to our next matchup with somebody else who also got a win, who put up 257.3, a 95.3 efficiency. Set and forget it, getting it done over the prestigious Too Much Ballage. Matt over there, putting up 236. DZ,
Yeah, good.
who is my pay dirt?
This guy's a fucking animal, bro. Tyreek Hill, 33.2, 11 catches, 157. Only 25 years old, fellas. Balled out with Matt Moore. My question is for you guys. Is Tyreek Hill a top 5 dynasty wide receiver right now?
Yes.
I think so.
It's crazy because 12 weeks, 14 weeks ago, we were talking about this guy never playing a snap again in the league.
He wouldn't even qualify for the XFL either, so he had no other option.
Yeah.
He's playing for his life, fellas.
You know what's funny is it's haunting me because Nate said he had a number that he was going to match in RFA. I initially did not go over that number, and then he said I did go over that number, and he still matched him like a dickhead. And it's still haunting me to this day.
Oh, I love it. Who is my Joe
God,
Dirt?
he would look so good on the Snakes, bro. He would look so good on.
He's great where he is.
That's where he started, bro. That's where he started.
You doubted him. He don't want to go back.
I got offered Le'Veon Bell for him. The hell you want me to do?
And where's Le'Veon now? What kind of franchise are you running over there?
Maybe Le'Veon needs to punch his kids. I don't know.
All right, who do I
He
have?
needs to get rid of goddamn Adam Gase is what he needs.
Who do I have as a Joe Dirt?
A-Rod. 17, 9.9 points, 17 to 29, 233 yards. They just have a lot of these games where it's like Aaron Jones carrying the load or whoever, Jamal Williams, whatever. This is his second game, and I know that doesn't sound like a lot, but for a quarterback it is in single digits. My question for you guys is he still an elite fantasy quarterback?
He's had 2 subpar weeks in a row, I'll tell you that much.
I mean, you'd rather have have him over Breeze, right?
Yeah.
No,
Edwards?
God no. I'd much rather have Breeze for this season.
Well, I mean, just dynasty.
As far as dynasty goes, yes. Just because he's going to play for more than a year and a half.
I don't know. I think that's some bullshit. Let's look at Matt's team. What is? Give me his. Well, I know who his pay dirt is. It's fucking clear as day. Let's give that guy some love. Who they almost traded, Jets, who are coming out as maybe rivaling the Redskins as the worst franchise. You see, Quincy Enunwa came out and was bitching about their medical staff too. Same as who's the guy the other day? I don't know. Doesn't matter. Jamal
Trent
Adams,
Williams.
right?
Yeah. Anyway, yeah, Kawhi Leonard made that fucking popular to bitch about your team's medical staff. But anyways, yeah, Jamal Adams, 40.3, 8 tackles, 2 sacks, 1 pass defense, 2 forced fumbles, and a fumble recovery for a touchdown. 40.3 is the best safety or DB whatever corner/safety performance of the year, and he beat out. If you guys remember this guy, Clinton Dix, what he did for Robbie in Week 3 on Monday Night Football.
You look at his stats here. He's got like each stat they get, whether it's a tackle or a quarterback hit. If you're watching, you can see. But he's got a whole page filled up here, just like one of these. I
got writer's cramp writing all that shit down.
Yeah. Jamal Adams, huge game. Give me his Joe Dirt.
Yeah, Ty Johnson's trash, bro. I mean, this is plain and simple. McKissick easily covers them in touches. He had 10 more than him in this one. Even when Ty Johnson does get the ball, 5 carries, 16 yards, one catch, 3 yards. I mean, maybe Kerryon wasn't that bad, man. Maybe it was just that fucking team, you know. Maybe once that guy's healthy, they'll tell Ty Johnson to get to the back of the line and Kerryon will be back. And then all you guys that I offered him to for pretty cheap will be regretting. Look at you, Nate.
I just got a couple things to say. One, good job, Nate. That's fucking amazing. That's nice. Nice to see you. You should be probably putting the league on notice, or at least the other toilet bowl teams on notice that you're coming for that.
You're playing for keeps, my guy.
Do you still have your first round pick next year, or who are you giving the first overall pick to? That's my question.
Fucking Birdman. Oh God, it would make me so happy, and I'm sitting here winning games, screwing it up. But you don't know how much joy I would get because I have his first round pick. If somehow he slipped into the toilet bowl, because I tried to get my pick back, I don't know how many times, but it's probably not going to happen because I'm screwing myself on that as well. But whatever.
I do want to say also good job to Matt. I mean, he put up more points than I did this week. Like 236 is a respectable score. So he just ran into a worse team with a better score.
90. hey guys! Also 95% efficiency for Matt, and he somehow resisted the urge to start Kenyon Drake. What else? And one more thing. Maybe Birdman can just answer this when we're on the chat, but is he going to be more concerned with the EDL playoffs or the toilet bowl?
that's he's going to be paying attention.
Come on, Nate.
Pretty fucking quick. Yeah, I'll have my biggest fan. All right.
Why is Tyreek not in, Nate? Get him in the game.
He's not getting. He's getting the 4th pick. I'll take the Dick Flack. Our next matchup, Edwards. We're looking at you. You run into the hottest team in the league.
Can I start? I would like to start off on this one because I have a list of players I'd like to read.
You like to what?
279.6, Robbie.
No.
222.9. 229.1, Edwards. What do you got?
So I got quarterback Lamar Jackson, running back Derrick Henry, wide receiver Christian Kirk, kicker Harrison Butker, linebacker Darius Leonard. They have 2 things in common. 1, they all put up the high points in their position this week. 2, they're all on Robbie's team. So it's No, I'm just saying.
Mr. Unlucky. You should have found a 4-leaf clover, not a 3-leaf. Come on.
No, I'm just saying. Like,
go buy yourself a rabbit's foot.
That's great for Robbie. That's amazing. I mean, that's why he got high points this week. But also, that's not something you do week in and week out, which is why I'm thinking we might see him fade come playoff time. Just my thoughts. I don't know.
He's blowing his wad too early. Am I right?
That's what I'm saying.
God, that ball sack's going to be empty come playoff time.
All right, DZ, which of Robbie's lucky starts, was his pay dirt? Sounds like he's got a lot of guys he could have gone with.
Look. I want to do an honorable mention. I don't normally do this, but Christian Kirk, man, fucking balling out, dude. 6 catches, 38 yards, 3 touchdowns. But the man of the hour is the quarterback I said his first year at Louisville. Coming out, I said he's going to be the greatest quarterback ever. What a great spin move. Fucking Lamar Jackson. Dude, what a treat to watch this kid play, man. He's amazing. Dude, check out the consistency here, guys. Check out the floor. This is beautiful right here. One game, he's been under 20 points all year. I think I might have one quarterback over 20 all year that I've started. 6 of 9 games over 30 points. He's the number 1 quarterback if you look at points per game. He's averaging 31.38, which will put him in very high esteem if he ends the season that way. As I mentioned last week, there's only been like 4 guys to do that, average over 30 points. He had 39.9 in this game. And you know what? I don't give a fuck if it was the Bengals, man. He gets to play them bitches twice a year. He still gets to play them one more time this year. It might be in week 17, so it ain't going to matter. But Lamar Jackson's the real deal, and he's the pay dirt player of the week.
Pay dirt player of the week. I'm with it. All right, give me his Joe Dirt. What did Robbie do for a Joe Dirt?
I mean, it was kind of tough. He had some nice game. I'm not going to give it to Tyler Lockett. Tyler Lockett got hurt. I'm going to give it to the guy he shelled out the big bucks for and was supposed to be his workhorse, and he's just not getting it done, Todd Gurley. And it's not even a horrible game, like 12 for 73. Like, good yards per carry there and everything, but only 9.7 in a pretty ugly Rams game in Pittsburgh.
Very true. You got to want more carries for a running back, any running back. Let's go on to Edwards' team.
While I'm here, can I make a guess? Can I make a guess at my Joe Dirt and Pay Dirt?
Why not?
I'm going to go with Pay Dirt, Chris Jones, defensive tackle, with 21.9 points. And I mean, he just came off the injury, and that's a huge boon for a guy that I put up a first for to keep an RFA. But Joe Dirt, got to be Cooper Kupp. Dan, your thoughts?
Wow, man, this guy's reading my mind. You nailed it. Cooper Kupp, goose egg, how the fuck did this happen? I mean, this white boy is always open. So, I mean,
when I saw that 0, I was like, what the fuck happened in this game? I need to rewatch this game to see what the fuck happened.
Literally, I've seen a little bit of it. I'm sure Pete could probably comment in the chat and let us know even more, but it really looked like, and I'm not saying Goff played great or anything, but he was under duress the whole game. That's why Gerald Everett ended up with like 12 fucking targets, because he's just fucking like, oh, God, I got to get rid of this ball because I got TJ Watt up my fucking ass and Bud Dupree. But, just a bad game overall for the Rams. I think Robert Woods actually got some garbage time for you.
He showed up a little bit,
So, but Chris Jones is your pay dirt. I have to eat some crow. I talked a little shit in my I wrote I can't remember what I wrote some kind of. I mean, keep doing these columns early in the morning because I'm fucking bored as fuck. I hope you guys like them, but
I love them. They're fucking awesome.
They are
nice, awesome.
Appreciate it.
I get bored. I wake up at like 5:36 now in the morning, and I just get bored, do some research, do a top 10 list. And I talked some shit about Chris Jones. I just basically looked at his game log, and it was trash. And then Edwards informed me that he's been hurt most of the year, and he came back in this game, 21.9, 4 tackles, 2 sacks, 2 forced fumbles. Looks like he is going to be a force to be reckoned with here going down the stretch.
He's a monster. I'm just mad they moved him to the inside, but I mean, he's still making it work.
Gotta like Chris Jones. Good win, Robbie. Any other thing you got to say? Moving on to the Blue Moon. Is that what I saw?
That's yep. Going on. To the
God, would you get a
time.
fucking variety pack from like fucking Rite Aid or something? Like just their little loosey goosey ones. Oh, that one's $1. I'll get that one.
It's got the cooler in the front with the ice in it. And it's
Yeah,
just a grab bag.
yeah. He's just sitting there fucking load these up.
He's got just tape on his hands. The stick.
Whatever sticks to him. That's my 12-pack.
Good win, Robbie. Tough win, Edwards. Robbie's hot. I mean, anything else you got to say here?
Congratulations, Robbie. That's it.
Moving on to our next matchup, DZ. We're looking at you. You did get the W.
Easy win.
Easy win. You went up against low points this week. Edwards pointing out earlier in the show about how the strength of the schedule is working out. Yeah. Give me some thoughts on your team this week. Give me Pay Dirt, Joe Dirt, whatever. Give me your team.
Well, let's start with Joe Dirt. Jared Goff. I mean, this is ridiculous, bro. I cannot pick a right quarterback in this one. I think the other two quarterbacks went, just like I was talking about, I think they both were close to 20 or over 20. I think Darnold was over 20. 3.2 in this one. 22 for 41, 243 yards, and 3 turnovers. And, this is kind of just some reflection when I was thinking about this. Like, the Rams are struggling, guys. They're struggling hard. And I think the problem, at the end of the day, I know the offensive line's not performing as well as they did, but, like, we don't have MVP Todd Gurley. And I know Gurley didn't win the MVP last year, but looking at the way they're playing this year, it kind of looks like he was the MVP of that team last year. Because if they had Todd Gurley, the way he was playing last year, let's remember, Todd Gurley was doing what Christian McCaffrey was doing last year at this time. So, I mean, it hurts that fucking knee. It's hurting that team. And I don't know, man. McVay looks, he went from fucking being the best coach in the league to Jeff Fisher's fucking illegitimate son.
Who's your Pay Dirt, DZ?
I'm so sick of Michael Thomas getting sniped, but come on, man. Dalvin Cook is a beast, dude. And I was sitting at work and, you watch TVs at work and then this, a lot of casino workers on this. You don't got no volume, but I'm watching ESPN. You can tell what they're doing. They're doing a tell the tape between the Vikings and the Cowboys. Cause that's all they talk about on TV is the Cowboys. But they went running back, and it just seemed like they all were like 100% with Zeke. 100% Zeke. Zeke was absolutely ass in this game, 20 for 43 yards or whatever. But my question for you guys is, I'm obviously pretty bullish on Dalvin Cook. Where does he rank in your rankings, like in Dynasty, like a Dynasty ranking, like going forward?
High.
Because
Very
real
high.
quick, Edward, sorry to interrupt you. I put a stat out earlier this week. Christian McCaffrey is 10 points, besides Dalvin Cook, he's 10 points ahead of the next fucking running back. Dalvin Cook's 5 points ahead of the next running back after him in the pecking order. He's having an amazing year. I just want to hear you guys' thoughts on where he's ranked.
Edwards?
Go ahead, Edwards.
It's got to be close to top 5, if not in the top 5. Like, I'm no fan of Zeke, and that might be just a personal bias. But I mean, you got Christian McCaffrey, fucking Saquon's little bird ankle that's been giving him trouble all year after he sprained it in that game. But he's still got to be up there in the top 5. And right now I'm not convinced Kamara's in there, so that might give room for Dalvin.
He's 24 too. Definitely has to be considered. I mean, honestly, if you're a lover, top 3. You can slate him as number 3 right now. I don't think anyone could really argue against you if you wanted to.
Hey, redraft, is he for sure a top 5 pick?
Gotta be.
Dynasty redraft, is he for sure a top 5 pick?
I think you have to put him in front of Kamara right now. I think you could make a case to put him for sure in front of Chubb and for sure. I mean, Zeke, it's really him and Zeke right now. Probably for 3-4, right?
Yeah. I mean, that's the way it's looking, unless you love Aaron Jones for some stupid reason.
What about Joe Mixon?
Who?
Fuck, I told you that guy was trash. Fucking A.
All right, let's get to Boogie. And we got a Birdman squad that we got to talk about. I need his Joe Dirt and Pay Dirt.
I'll be a little bit quicker with this one. Okay, David Montgomery is his Joe Dirt, only 9 points. Look, guys, this Detroit Lions defense is being feasted on. When you look back in time, week 6, Aaron Jones only had 10.2, but Jamal Williams had 26.4. The next week, Dalvin Cook had 32.9. The following week after that, Barkley had 32.9. And then just last week, Jacobs had 29.6. I know these guys are the who's who of the NFL, but come on. David Montgomery, 17 for 60 in this game against the Lions. Absolutely pathetic. And the kid was on a roll. And I think I heard today that he's fucking hurt his ankle and he might be hurt. He might be hurt a little while.
And a Pay Dirt.
I mean,
Leo
even though
Clowney?
absolutely, even though this game was already in the bags, Clowney played out of his fucking mind against the Niners, dude. They don't want to see him, bro. You know they don't want to see him, Edwards. 27.7. He had 5.
Sorry, go ahead.
Just real quick, he had 5 tackles, 1 sack, 1 forced fumble, 1 fumble recovery. He returned for a touchdown. Best game of the year by far. Not a ton of sacks so far this year, but there is no doubt about it, guys. Clowney is a game record.
So I want to point out that the Niners got back Joe Staley at left tackle for this game, and he made Staley look silly. That might be some field rust because Staley hasn't played since week 2 or whatever, but at the same time, Joe Staley is an all-pro tackle, and Clowney made him look silly over and over and over.
Staley's a Hall of Fame tackle.
You're not going to get me to argue against it. I do have a couple points I want to point out on this game real quick between the two of you, or between yourself and Birdman. Birdman had 9 players under 5 points, and there's only 6 little red arrows pointing down. That's a rough week any way you slice it.
I like that.
That's just a rough week. That's just a rough week.
I like that. Yeah. Good win, DZ. We'll see if you get some more of that strength of schedule this week. I don't even know who you play. Our next matchup, we got another big one here. We might be able to just fly through. We got Pete putting up 263.6. Had a potential point of 323. He could have been in the 300 club again. His efficiency was only at 81%, but he got the win over Casey, who put under 200, 192. Let's start with Pete on his Pay Dirt. Look like a collective. I see a lot of double digits here.
Well, I love it. I picked this before I knew Edwards was going to be on the show, but Edwards, you saw me post those stats, did you not? I hope Ronald Jones, Sonny Michel one.
Yes.
I hope you understood I didn't put what those stats were.
I 100% immediately already knew.
He's coming, bro. As long as that fumble didn't hurt him too bad last week. But Ronald Jones, I mean, not the prettiest stats, 11 carries, 29 yards, and a touchdown. But he did have 8 catches, 77 yards through the air. Ronald Jones is coming, my guy. I'm trying to figure out what kind of beer I want. I definitely don't want that Rite Aid special shit you got. I'm going to get some premium shit. So have it ready for the draft.
I mean, trust me, I'm already budgeting that out. And somehow that's the second dumbest bet I've made this year. So, I mean, it felt good at the time, but it no longer feels that great.
Oh, man, give me his Joe Dirt. Give me Pete's Joe Dirt.
This has been the story of fucking Pete's season right here. It's the stars, man. Saquon, 10.7 in this one. Odell, 10.7 in this one. Julio, 10.9. This is why Pete is still the scariest man on the planet. I mean, he dropped – what the fuck he put up? I don't have his box score pulled up. You just said it.
3.6.
Yeah, and those guys just fucking played like they're Luke Wilson. You know what I mean? That's impressive, man.
Edwards, I really hope for your next beer it's something different.
We'll see.
Let's go into Casey's team, DZ. Rattle me off Pay Dirt and Joe Dirt.
All right, Pater, this is pretty easy. It's the only guy that pops off the screen when you look at his team. Amari Cooper, 31.7 in this one, 11 catches, 147 yards, and a touchdown. Excuse me, guys. What's funny is this guy got moved around a lot in the EDL for some premium picks. And looked like some people got fleeced. And now it's finally looking like Amari Cooper is actually worth 2 or 3 first, probably 3, right? My question for you guys, he's the number 4 receiver in Dynasty now. He's 25 years old, the same as Tyreek Hill. Who you got, Amari Cooper or Tyreek Hill?
Tyreek.
He's right, DZ.
One of them has Patrick Mahomes throwing to him. One of them has Dak Prescott.
No, absolutely. Dude, I mean, I hate on Dak a lot, but dude, the guy's
he's putting up this year. He is putting up.
He's getting a lot of garbage.
He's not putting up $40 million this year, but he's putting up.
I don't really give a fuck. Give him his money, but anyways,
Amari's probably a top 10, top 8 dynasty receiver. You know,
look at that. Dude. Nate, did you see it?
No. What's
Rolling Rock? Holy shit.
Oh, that's funny.
He must have had like a party and people just left all their beer at his house.
All right, do we have a Joe Dirt for Casey? And then let's go.
Yeah. Let's talk about Robbie Anderson, guys. 1 catch, 11 yards, 3 targets. 7 of his 9 games were in single digits. And I remember there was a big stink about teams trying to trade for this guy at the trade deadline. And all I see when I look at this guy is he's just a field stretcher, like the Travis Benjamins we talk about, Nate. He's nothing. I mean, Jamison Crowder balled out. Demaryius fucking Thomas balled out. Ryan Griffin's been balling out. This guy's getting none of that fucking pie, dude, with the Jets. Not that there's a lot of pie to go around, but he's getting none of it. And that motherfucker needs it. He's like $1.60. He needs some pie, and he ain't getting no pie.
And as Adam Gase was saying, like, they're going to try and run Belmore, and the last 2 weeks have shown they're trying to get the ball to Belmore, so that's even going to diminish the amount of pie left for him.
Are they trying to kill Bell so the insurance company will pay for the rest of his contract or something?
That's what I was guessing. They had a Lloyd as a London on him or something, but I don't know, man. It took him till 2 weeks ago to start feeding him.
All right, let's move on to our next matchup and final matchup. We got my computer froze.
Seward and Tito?
Seward and Tito, yes, sir. Our closest matchup of the week, 261.2 to 258.5. Just a mere 3 points, 2 point, whatever the hell that is, 6, 7, 4. I don't know. Anyways, good win here for Seward. Yeah, that was bad math. Good win here. Give me his pay dirt and a big, tough matchup.
Yeah, I got Kyler Murray, man. He started the right quarterback in this one. He starts any other quarterback, he loses. 32.4 in this one, 3 touchdowns, 324 yards, 38 on the ground. Kyler Murray continues to impress. I think he is the real deal, guys.
That's a good one. Give me his Joe Dirt.
Just because Tampa Bay's on the schedule, and we all know about their shitty-ass pass defense, don't mean you have to start whoever the fuck's playing against them. Because Keyshawn Johnson has no reason for being in this guy's lineup. He's got 1 out of 9 games over 10 points, and that's because he went 2 for 22 with a touchdown. Not understanding why Seward just keeps putting this guy in the lineup. But, hey, if you want to keep doing it, be my guest.
Well, next week it's going to be Sammy Watkins.
Maybe that's why he made that desperate trade. He had to replace Keyshawn Johnson.
He was tired of looking at
it. And he has Brandon Cooks that got sidelined by that nasty concussion, and Adam Thielen, who's, I don't know what his hamstring's doing, but he's been out for several weeks. I'm not saying it's sad for him. I'm just saying,
we talked about this on the show, Edwards. I thought you were a loyal listener. You throw a damn linebacker in there. I bet you the first 40 free agent linebackers had a better game than Well, of course they did. He had a fucking goose egg. I bet you the first 150 linebackers did better than Keyshawn Johnson.
All right.
Free agent or on roster? Because if it's on roster, I'll give you 150.
You got Tito only with an efficiency rating of 78.8. I'm pretty sure that's the low of the week. Still put up damn near.
But his best of the year, probably.
Patrick Mahomes back. Is that where you went with pay dirt for Tito?
Dude, absolutely. He fucking didn't even miss a beat here. 35 points, 36 for 50, 446 yards, 3 touchdowns. And he stayed true to his mama's words. He tweeted out Patrick's grounded from rushing. No rushing attempts in this one. He did no rushing yards, which is actually probably what Tito wants. Fuck that 0.2 and whatever yardage you get. Keep him in the pocket, keep him clean, and this guy's the fucking best quarterback in the game.
And is Joe Dirt.
Ah, man, dude. This is just bad luck. I mean, David Johnson, dude, he's coming back. Great matchup. I honestly thought David Johnson was going to go out and catch like 8 balls in this one. I didn't think he was going to run well. 5 carries, 2 yards. 1 catch for 8 yards. He lost a fumble, and now he's falling out of favor in Arizona. They're talking about Kenyon Drake might be, stealing some carries, which – I mean, if you guys, I think, Nate, you might have posted it, a video of him running. I actually watched that play live, and I'm just like, dude, that's not the David Johnson that I fell in love with. Mm-mm.
So I would like to, unless you're going to expand on David Johnson, Nate, I want to point out something in this game. So I just was looking at their defenses. If you look at their defenses, Seward has 1 guy under double digits. Tito has 2 guys under double digits. One of those guys is at 9.9. So out of those defenses, Seward averaged 14 points and Tito averaged like 12.5. That's the defense you want. Like, if they can have that kind of stuff show up continuously or just build up a defense like that, I mean, to me, that's how you get out of the first round. Looking at Seward.
I actually have to own something real quick. Seward couldn't start another linebacker because he had 4 already in. So that one's on me. Throw a safety in there. Go nickel. Throw a safety in there.
You could have had a safety or a corner in there or something.
I do want to note, kind of slipped my mind for a second, that this game was some Monday Night Magic. Came down to the wire. Went to overtime. Tito was on his 9th life and almost pulled this one out, but Seward did hold it on. This was a good one. Definitely a good win that week. That's all our matchups. Any other thoughts? Edwards, you got any notes, any numbers, anything before we make our picks for this week?
No, I think we hit them all.
All right, we're going to move on to our first matchup. We are after Thursday night. We just saw the Thursday night. We just saw the big-ass fight, which we could have talked about, but we've taken up a fuck ton of time. But anyways, we do have some scores in here. The first one we're going to talk about, we do have Birdman against Seward. Seward started James Washington, who dropped 7.9, and Larry Ogbonnajobi, or whatever his name is, who got 8.8. That's 16.7 between 2 people, a receiver and a D tackle.
And that was a late sack. That was a garbage time sack that happened like 2 plays before the fight. So I think Seward kind of dodged a bad game out of. You said his name earlier, so we'll go with that.
Seahawks are on bye, right?
They are.
Yeah, I got Seward.
Oh, yeah. Say goodbye.
Easy.
Seward's getting the dub there. Moving on to our next matchup, Edwards. So we're going to have a bounce-back week. You started James Conner, only 3.6.
Motherfucker needs to just sit out and get a goddamn healthy shoulder so I can play a linebacker like Dan says. God damn. Like, come on. Like, goes down in the first quarter with the same injury he had 2 weeks ago.
Bro, the guy is clearly fucking injury prone. I mean, you look at the shoulder. Didn't he get hurt last year? 3 years ago, he had cancer. This guy is clumsy, man.
You can't call cancer an injury.
Nah, that's injury prone, bro. That's injury prone. When they do like chemo and all that shit, you lose part of you. You know what I mean?
I mean that is why earlier when Nate asked me Bell or Connor, I think that Connor might be a little injury prone. That's why I went Bell.
Adam Gase might as well be cancer, right?
It looks like the motherfucker has eye cancer in both eyes. Like
He's on
Damn.
drugs.
Is that what it looks like?
He's on drugs. That's all it is. Casey's had 2 guys go. His kicker for 1 point, a defensive end for 9.3. He also needs to submit his lineup. Edwards, I think you're bouncing back this week. I'm going to give you the win over Casey, even with the 3.6 from your running back.
Yeah,
Sweet.
I still have George Kittle out. That motherfucker needs to get healthy too, but I did get a bunch of people back from bye, so I'm calling myself.
Fucking egomaniac.
You got Edwards, DZ? Is that
Absolutely. Sweeper.
All right, we got another one. We got Tito. And what you would normally think, I think we would all sweep Tito normally. I mean, he got 14.3 from Jarvis. But Matt, 39.8 from Joe Schobert. And 13.6 from TJ Watt. That's 53.4.
Is that real?
That's real. Let's be real.
Two linebackers.
If we recorded this 3 hours ago, we're all going against Matt. Like, that's got to be real. But after that kind of performance, Tito might be bumming out, man.
Should we just give Schobert the fucking player right now, or what?
Yeah, you want to just get
your
notes going?
Just book it. Wow.
I'm going Matt. I need Matt to win, Birdman to lose. This is going to be it's definitely hard. It wasn't going to happen, but this is going to be the first step. Matt, God damn it. Tito's your buddy, but sabotage him.
I'm taking Matt.
Bro, you really did fuck yourself, Nate. Good night, man. Stop beating these teams that you need to beat Birdman. Yeah. I mean, who'd you take, Edwards?
Matt.
I'm not doing the fucking howl for Tito, so just sweep it.
Sweep it. Next matchup, we're going to have a good one here. It should be. Normally one of the biggest matchups of the year, if you will. It's our Sunday Night Football. We got Rupp and Pete. Division battle. 4 people going for Pete. Running back, receiver, linebacker, safety, or corner. 2 for Rupp. Running back, safety. Rupp giving Kareem Hunt the start. 13 points there. And then Pete only getting 14.6 from Nick Chubb. Interesting. I'd say Rupp's off to a good start.
I'm still taking Pete, but yeah, Rupp is off to a good start.
Oh, my God.
Pete just has too many other players. I think that Pete's still going to pull it out, even with this good start by Rupp.
I'm calling the upset. I think Rupp's going to win.
Rupp's got it. Oh, man, I think Rupp's going to get it, too, on some 212 to 206. Right, Edwards?
I already called Pete, so. Ow!
Oh, yes. That's another good reason why.
Dude, put some love into it next time.
Okay, if another one comes up, I'll put some love into it.
Two-handed.
Yeah. The fuck was that?
All right, Robbie's single-digit midgets and myself going head-to-head. He got fucking Miles Sanders, who only got 4.3 from throwing a helmet at somebody. Do we feel bad for Mason Rudolph yet? Getting knocked the fuck out a few weeks ago. Then today catching a helmet from Myles Garrett.
Bro, I have yet to see this play.
Bro,
I'm
you
gonna
have to see it. Oh, dude, my God.
No, I will. I'm going to get on Twitter after this, and I'm sure it'll be everywhere I click.
It's going to be the story of the next week. It's definitely...
If not more.
They're already talking in the chat that, like, Chris Jerome says he thinks he's going to be gone for the season.
Mm-hmm.
I got to see this play. Let me. You guys just talk. I'm going to try to pull it up.
All right, we got me and Robbie. I'm picking me because I don't know how to do anything else.
I'm going Robbie, but they did say that the Browns and Steelers play again in 17 days. I will almost guarantee that Myles Garrett does not play in that game. Hey, like, that's how egregious this is.
DZ, you should pick me to beat Robbie so Edwards has to howl again.
Nah, Nate, fuck that. I'm going with Robbie, bro. Get your howl on.
Oh!
Well, that was even weaker. What
yeah.
I got kids sleeping, bro. I got kids sleeping. All right. The next matchup.
Oh!
There it is.
He's throwing his hands up. God.
Did you see
Then you
Pouncey
see
come in and
The Pouncey
kick?
coming in. Yeah, Pouncey.
Nah, I just seen the helmet hit.
No, you
Oh
gotta
my
watch the full
God.
play.
Yeah, Pouncey comes in and just starts stomping his face and throwing bows, dude. It's
All right,
fucking crazy.
we've this has gone forever. Our last matchup, we got DZ and Jerome. I got fucking DZ.
DZ.
Sweet.
Sweep. Damn it, Edwards. This was a fun one. This was good. Thank you for joining us, man.
Thank you guys for having me on. I had a blast. Sorry for talking over you guys a little bit, but I mean, I had stuff to say.
Hey,
No, fuck that. You interrupt whenever you feel the need.
exactly.
You have to. You have to, because Nate will just keep get in the zone. Like Robbie. He'll just keep going.
Anything else, fellas? Are we good?
I can't wait for the playoffs. God damn, it's going to be interesting.
Realist Fantasy, EDL playoffs coming up. Realist ever. Catch y'all next week.